Good morning students. Today we are going to solve some numericals on projectile motion. We have already completed the chapter and I believe you people are continuously solving the questions that are being given to you in assignments. All those who are having any sort of problem in solving those questions, you are free to send your doubts or ask your questions. So let's start with the first question. Students, in this question I have tried to make a combination of several questions or format of several questions which you will be getting in this particular chapter. Okay, so let's start with it. A bomb is fired from cannon with a velocity of 100 meters per second, making an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal, and the value of gravitational acceleration is given as 9.8 meters per second square. So if you note over here, what are the things given to you? We have got the value of initial velocity, that is u is equal to 100 meters per second. The angle of projection is 30 degree, that is theta naught is equal to 30 degree, and the value of gravitational acceleration is given as 9.8 meters per second square. So what is the first question? What is the time taken by bomb to reach the highest point? I'll first read out the questions and then we'll move forward. Second one, what is the total time of its motion? With what speed the bomb will hit the ground and what will be its direction of motion while hitting? What is the maximum height attained by the bomb, and at what distance from cannon the bomb will hit the ground? So first of all, let's see a graph of projectile motion representing this particular question. You can see over here that the bomb from the cannon over here has been projected with initial velocity of u, making an angle theta naught, or you can say which is equal to 30 degree over here. The value of u here will be 1000 meters per second. On reaching point P, it attains a maximum height which is equal to small h, and then again it falls downwards and finally strikes the ground at point O dash. The distance from O to O dash, that is the range of this projectile motion, is capital R. So let's start solving it. The first question was, what is the time taken by the bomb to reach the highest point? That is, what will be the time taken by the bomb to cover the distance, or you can say to move from here to here. So how do we calculate it? We have already calculated it while we were deriving this particular thing. So we are going to move with the same format. Okay, let's see. Let u be the initial velocity of the bomb and theta naught is angle of projection. The time taken by the bomb to reach the highest point is given by t is equal to u sine theta naught upon g. Putting all the values, we get the time is equal to 51 seconds. I am again repeating it. Here we are calculating the time for the motion of bomb from point O to maximum height, or you can say the point representing the maximum height point P. We are not talking about complete motion. So the value of time can be given as u sine theta naught whole upon g, and calculating it we get the value 51 seconds. The second question says, what is the total time of its motion? As we all know that the time taken by the cannon to reach the maximum height will be equal to the time taken by the cannon to move from maximum height to the ground back again. So what we can do over here is that we have already calculated the time t over here. We can multiply it by 2 and get the complete time interval. So total time t is equal to 2 into small t, which is 2 into 51 seconds, which gives us 102 seconds. Students, if you remember, we have already studied this thing, that the speed with which the bomb, or you can say any ball, is projected from the ground will be equal to the speed with which it strikes the ground after completing its projectile motion, and the same thing goes on for horizontal angle also. So in the third question, which is asking us about the speed of the bomb before hitting the ground or hitting the target on the ground, and the angle of hitting the ground can be calculated by the fact that we all know that the speed, or you can say the initial speed with which the cannon had fired the bomb, will be the same speed by which it will strike the ground, or it will hit the ground, and the same thing goes on for angle also. So the speed of hitting the ground will be 1000 meters per second, because this was our initial speed, and similarly the angle of hitting with respect to horizontal will be equal to 30 degree. Now here we are calculating the angle with respect to the horizontal, or you can say with respect to x-axis. So it will remain the same, that is 30 degree. Let's move on to the fourth question, which says that what is the maximum height attained by bomb? So the maximum height can be found out by the formula small h is equal to u square sine square theta naught whole upon 2g. Putting all the values, we have 1000 whole square is equal to sine square 30 degree whole upon 2 into 9.8. Further, putting the value of sine 30 degree as 0.5 and squaring it, since we were taking sine square theta, and finally equating this particular equation, we get 1.27 into 10 raised power 4 meter. This is the height attained by the cannon. Now, next question is that what will be the range, or what will be the range of the cannon. So again, we already know that the horizontal range can be found out by the formula capital R is equal to u square sine 2 theta naught whole upon g. Putting the value of u square, and then because we are talking about sine 2 theta, the value of theta is 30 degree, so it becomes sine 60 degree whole upon 9.8. Putting all the values and calculating it further, we get it as 8.83 into 10 raised power 4 meters. Students, let's move to the second question. A ball is thrown from top of tower with an initial velocity of 10 meters per second at an angle of 30 degree above the horizontal. It hits the ground at a distance of 17.3 meters from the base of tower. Calculate the height of the tower. So if we plot this particular question on a graph, we get that we have a tower of height is equal to small h. From the top of the tower, a ball is thrown in horizontal direction with initial velocity u, which is equal to 10 meters per second, and the angle of projection over here is 30 degree. After traveling a certain distance and moving to the maximum height, it falls down on the ground following a projectile path. So, as I've already told you, what are the things given over here? U is equal to 10 meters per second and theta naught is equal to 30 degree. And what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate the height of the tower. Now, in order to calculate the height of the tower, what shall we do? You all can observe over here that the height of the tower can be represented with respect to the vertical component of initial velocity u, that is ui. So what do we need to have in order to calculate it? we need to have the values of ui and the time that will be taken. So what we can do over here, let's see. First of all, in the question, since we have u is equal to 10 meters per second, so we can resolve u into its vertical and horizontal components. As I've already told you that we need to have the value of ui, so let's calculate the horizontal and vertical components of ui. Let's calculate the horizontal and vertical components of u. So on calculating the horizontal and vertical components of u, we have, first I have calculated horizontal component, so ux is equal to u cos theta naught, which is equal to 10 cos 30 degrees. Since the value of u is already given in the question as 10 meters per second and theta naught is equal to 30 degrees, so we get this value. Putting the value of cos 30 degree and multiplying it by 10, we get 8.65 meters per second. That is our horizontal velocity is 8.65 meters per second. Similarly, we can calculate the vertical velocity also, and putting the values, we get the value of the vertical velocity as 5 meters per second. Now, suppose that we assume that the ball hits the ground after time is equal to t seconds of projection, and in this manner the horizontal range, or simply taking, we all know that distance is equal to speed into time. So, or rather I should say displacement is equal to velocity into time. So, since range represents the displacement over here, ux the horizontal velocity and t is time, so equating it, we get t is equal to r upon 8.65. Why I have taken this 8.65 over here? Because we already know that the value of ux, we just calculated it, it is 8.65. So it becomes 8.65 t meters, and rearranging the equation, we get small t is equal to capital R upon 8.65. The value of capital R is already given as 17.3 meters. So putting the value and equating, we get time is equal to 2 seconds. Now, we already have the value of time. In the beginning itself, I told you that in order to calculate the height of the tower, what are the things we require? We require vertical velocity, we require value of time. So, let's proceed with calculation of the height of the tower. Suppose h is the height of the tower, then h is equal to u y dash t plus half gt square. That is, we have put it in second equation of motion. So, what do we get over here? Before that, I would like to tell you one thing. I have taken u y dash over here because, as you can see over here, uy represents the velocity, or you can say the vertical velocity in upwards direction. However, if I have to take it for downward direction, since I am calculating h over here, so I have to take it in downwards direction, or you can say opposite to this direction. I have taken it as uy dash. You can say that the value of uy dash will be equal to minus of ui, since the direction of both these velocity is opposite. So, see over here, we were calculating h. So, since we have taken u y dash t plus half gt square, as you can see over here, I have written over here uy dash is vertical component downwards. So, we all know that uy dash is equal to minus of ui. I already showed it to you. So, because we have already calculated the value of ui as 5 meters per second, so automatically uy dash becomes minus 5 meters per second, and the time is already 2 seconds, we know. So, putting all these value in this particular equation and solving it, we get h is equal to 10 meters. That is, the height of the tower will be 10 meters. Okay, students, let's move on to the third question. the trajectory of a projectile in a vertical plane is y is equal to ax minus bx square. That is, the equation of the motion has been given to us, or you can say the equation of the parabolic path. The equation of the parabolic path has been given to us, which is y is equal to ax minus bx square, where a and b are constant and x and y are respectively the horizontal and vertical distances of the projectile from the point of projection. Find the maximum height attained by it and the angle of projection from the horizon. So, what are the things given over here? We have been given the equation of the projectile path, or you can say the equation of parabolic path. And we all know that, since we all know that the projectile motion represents a parabolic path, so on comparing it with the equation of projectile, what do we get? The equation of projectile is u is equal to tan theta naught into x minus 1 by 2 g upon u square cos square theta naught into x square. Comparing it with the above equation, what do we get? Here, as you can observe over here, u will be equal to y, a will be equal to tan theta naught, x is same over here, then x square is same over here, so b will be equal to 1 by 2 g upon u square cos square theta naught. That is the same thing I have written over here. A is equal to tan theta naught, b is equal to 1 by 2 g u square cos square theta naught. Now, moving further, what do we have? If we rearrange these terms, we can write it as g upon 2u square is equal to b cos square theta naught. Further, if we take the reciprocal of this particular equation, what do we get? 2u square upon g is equal to 1 upon b cos square theta naught. I am repeating this thing. What we have done over here? We have taken, on both the sides we have taken the reciprocal, so the value will remain to be the same thing. Now, moving further, in this particular equation, if we divide both LHS and RHS by 4, what do we get? Now, dividing LHS and RHS both by 4, we get u square upon 2g is equal to 1 upon 4b cos square theta naught. This equation we have taken as equation number 1, and this equation we have taken as equation number 2. Now, as you know, we have to calculate the maximum height attained in this particular projectile and the angle of projectile. So, we all know that the formula for maximum height attained by projectile is h is equal to u square sine square theta naught whole upon 2g. So, what can we write over here? We all know that, as you can see over here, we all know that u square upon 2g is equal to 1 upon 4b cos square theta naught. So what have we done over here? We have, instead of u square upon 2g, we have taken 1 upon 4b cos square theta naught. Now, since we have sin square theta upon cos square theta over here, so we can write it as tan square theta naught upon 4b. Now, we already know, as you can see over here, we already know that a is equal to tan theta naught. So, putting this particular value over here, that is, instead of tan square theta naught, if we put a, we get instead of tan theta, if we put a, then instead of tan square theta, this will become a square, and the denominator will remain to be the same, that is 4b. So it becomes a square upon 4b. So this is the maximum height that will be attained in this particular projectile motion. Now, also, if you remember, in equation 1 we got a is equal to tan theta naught. So from here we can calculate the value of theta naught, which will be equal to tan inverse of A. So the angle of projection becomes theta naught is equal to tan inverse A. So here we complete with these numericals. Students, keep on practicing the numericals which are given in your books, or even what we are posting for you, because in this particular topic, the more questions you will practice, the better you will learn. Thank you.